play ideas do they have against NRG? We know Evil Geniuses for counter-stratting their opponents, and you're gonna have one heck of a game if you want to do it against NRG with the way they've been playing. Both teams on win streaks. Who can shut that down? As it's gonna be a fast day for NRG to start. Victor in first, all the way to spawn.
That's a mechanical skill already from Victor. That's going to cut off a lot of rotations. But for EG, lots of pressure outside of showers. Som just went for the jiggle peek and just spotted here Boostio moving forward.
Yeah, they have the extremities, so now they can assume NRG has all been towards A. You get the rotations back over. Victor will start it off.
There's that double swing. Not allowing the flank coming out from more players of EG. Things are looking really good for NRG when they even put the Sage Wall up there from Martis. Make things a lot more difficult for EG to try to come back for the defuse. And as we mentioned before, cutting all these rotations is only going to leave Ethan on a 3 versus 1 with that frenzy. But that's Crashies and NRG coming out strong and quick.
Very explosive from Victor there. We actually see him just crushing all of the buying games he's been in. No problem leading the charge on that as he goes straight over. So zero help really to help him up there besides a few smokes coming in to guard angles he would not be able to see as he makes his way to spawn. Instantly trying to get into EG's defensive, and they had no way to retake that once they couldn't figure out the positioning. So fast, not usually what we see from NRG. Finesse likes his time. He likes to run that clock out. We see a lot of times here. So we'll see if this becomes a slower round. They allow EG to get some info, but that info is not going to be safe. NRG do such a good job of being able to kind of figure out their team. They're playing against what strategies FNS is going to be able to run the most. Last time we saw FNS on this, he's putting a pit in U-Haul so the team can get vision around. Now EG though, they're making this exciting.
That's exactly that. Let's hold that point. A pressure coming in from short and from showers that blocks 2 players down. And now the advantage comes back for EG. A short kill coming out from Calm as Victor tries to open up the site. In an instant, everybody gets separated for NRG, and it's up to Crashies. But he does have a Phantom to work with. A strong weapon, low HP, sees the top of the dome of Ethan. The paint shells come out from Hookah. He flashes back out to try to regain position back towards Elbow. Off the top, it's going to be Jogimo.
They're just going to play with him.
He's got plenty of time to work with, though, for Crashies. Also, Spike on his back. Has an opportunity to slip through behind enemy lines if he could make it towards the A site. Wants to keep EG guessing. Wants to put EG on a mistake. But definitely the high-low and the triple swing in the end. EG gets a thrifty.
EG on the classics for that round is what is able to thwart NRG. Not something you expected to see. Phantoms in their hand now. NRG has to call the audible just on second round to figure out how they can get some of this back. And a lot of members of EG stayed alive that round, so money's going to be there as they flow into these next rounds. Capitalizing on the quad burst there. So nice.
And you mentioned this, Riv, when you're looking from the point of view of NRG, of how Finesse likes to take his time, likes to call, but likes to anti-strike too. They don't have any tape against EG going into this game. So it's going to have to be a lot of on the cuff, off the fly. And that's Demon 1 going with the spray through the high tide for 2. A little bit of a mixed buy that we have for NRG. That's not going to pan out. Yes, at least for 1 kill, but it really seals the fate now with its 4 against 1. EG, they take the lead early in Bind.
There.
Demon 1 said, "You haven't played against me yet. You haven't even seen me yet, and I've killed 2 of you." Behind a wall on that one with the Spectre. Good hold. Operator, 3rd round for Demon 1 as they get to that as quick as possible. He was saying, I don't calm. I just ask for a flash and I get it. So see if they can facilitate Demon 1 into these rounds. NRG, Chet was saying the same. It's can Artis and Victor, more so Victor here, get max space potential is the way he said it. How safe are they when they're entering? Their lives mean so much more in these instances. So you'll see Victor getting just as much as that utility here as Demon 1 will from Evil Genius's side, so they can promote the success of those 2 players. Coming into round 4, that op will be pushed up mid. And extremities trying to be held here by NRG to make sure EG doesn't get too much info.
And this is big too for EG. The pressure you have from short A allows you to pinch even quicker through the showers if you're able to gain that space. But Finesse has something else to say, puts up the toxic screen. The defenders hear the footsteps coming out from both angles at short. And they decide to pull back, especially now that the dash has been desactivated by Demon 1. And
Trailblazer
is trying to clear out that space on short, but the battle is in showers.
So good.
Another first blood for Boostio.
I've got your trail.
Ethan with the assist on that kill right there. Trailblazer through the teleporter. Now they got to be careful, U-Haul.
Artist with the wall bang onto Jogimo, and the Seekers came out on the attack to clear out the space, trying to flush out Demon 1, who's trying to continue to spray through the high tide. This time only with an operator. Spike will go down no matter what, as Artist gets the wall plant up. The wall already got broken. An opportunity for a flood retake. Ethan has 2 flashes to work with, currently rotating through spawn.
They have this U-Haul control again. It's been so strong for NRG round to round that they can get it. Just a bit of the flank being watched from EG, and then we'll see them retake the site. Here we go.
Protocol to take showers first, then back into U-Haul. Here comes the trade-off. Big flash right in the face of Som, and the sprays on both ends. That's Ethan with 2. Back on a 2-player disadvantage for NRG. Playing far back on the post plan. The Seekers gets the information on the last 2 as it flashes out a couple, but Boostio is going to be on to the fuse. And that's Demon 1 even sealing on the last kill. And EG are looking really good to start out this first map on Bind.
Pushing forward with the operator in that situation. The smoke down to help Ethan get the defuse. Really, really well played there. Utility all around to keep each other alive and still winning these rounds. EG been able to grab it, not from bonus round, but from round 2. EG's thrifty. Now into a streak of rounds. EG are 8th. In winning those ecos, so it's a real good time that they showed up here on round 2 versus NRG a bind to get this streak going. Demon 1 will switch sites now, and NRG still go for this kind of extremities watch while they start to work mid. A has been a big focus so far for this squad after Pistol, and they'll continue to push Jogamo now on Truck. This Finesse is creeping, so that did not detect him. Finesse is gonna have a really good walk into this right now, but they'll still be aware of a lurk with how much time is going to pass here. Trailblazer out of hookah. EG basically knows this is not B, so NRG has to make a move unless they rotate hard.
And EG definitely okay of playing passively, letting NRG moving in for a spike plant. Or at least...
Still going slow.
Yeah. The footsteps are being heard though. The flasher runs it through to get the kill on the crash. He's a time here across. And that is awareness coming up from Boostio. 4 kills into the round. Cosby Divide already ready. Gonna let somebody else get that defuse here.
Such a heady play there by Boostio. The situations that have happened at Shower already for Evil Geniuses look so well prepared. When they don't have the info, they get a Trailblazer through teleporter into Showers. Boostio gets the benefit of that. Again, more Showers control. Boostio picks up the benefit of it again right there, knowing that they can block with Harbor, or have that block to Harbor, but play around flashes in this situation.
1 enemy remaining.
Absolutely incredible. 4K for Boostio. Feeling great. And wasn't expecting it himself on that. Just played it outright clean. A timeout now for NRG quite early into the map here, round 6. Few ultimates to be used, and they may just be propping Victor up a little bit more to make sure that can happen.
Yeah. And it's needed for sure. EG has been looking very strong so far. Boostio, you've just seen it on the screen before the timeout. Just popping off, getting 3 first kills in a row and a controller role. Playing like as if he was Chamber back then on this very map. But at the same time, when you're looking how EG is currently playing, yes, you're getting a lot of good movements from NRG on the attack, some plants coming down, but some of the things are one of the main factors of EG's success so far in the second half of the VCTs is their retake plays. Their retake percentage has been quite high, being second for the VCTs here in Americas.
Yeah, you look at that for Evil Geniuses and you realize it comes from the confidence that they re-hit with, right? If you have Demon 1 peeking through walls on one side, your eyes almost direct to where that op is. The rest of the team starts to flood retake on the other side, and it's just so overwhelming. You get suffocated. Man, I said EG was walking into the Lion's Den here. They did not go in just clubs and Unga Bunga. They're going in with some upgraded utility on this one. And it looks like they have NRG figured out for these first few rounds. Will the timeout be the answer to start flipping this back in NRG's favor here? Remember we said big ults online, which I feel like they want to now identify a little of what EG has on defense before we see Victor pop off. This will be NRG now going back to B since Pistol Round. This is the first time since Pistol Round that we'll see them trending towards this side here. And EG's ready with 3 already.
And that flash that came out early from Ethan down towards Long B already rotated Demon 1. to get an aggressive angle.
Exactly.
That's a conversation I had with you, Riv, last week when they had their victory against MIBR. It's like, they're not ready for me. I'm here to play. I could frag it out, and he wants to bring that aggression out too. Flash, he dodges it, but he still has that dash activated. He's pushing down for this. Trailblazer in the hands, ready though for Crashies.
Oh, Vans.
Dissipates, leans out for the kill.
Through the
Gets
dog.
the Blade Storm out too. And that's a lot of map control now coming out for EG. Finesse wants to fight back though. The kill onto Boostio.
There's the res.
And that gives the advantage back for NRG.
You feel like NRG are almost playing the same way they did against Loud, where Chet said, see Aspas, avoid
30
Aspas.
seconds left.
This time they go away from that operator now, but Demon One is trying to chase. They'll be at the site already. Blade Storm is there. And again, EG have numbers for the take. Here comes Victor.
Showstopper out. Demon One out in the air. The headshot to Sam finally
Taken
triggered
down.
off that Crashies, but there's 12 seconds left on the clock. Showstopper doesn't get a kill. Spike is still down, but the punch out from Finesse. The lurk coming up from the showers. Drops the two players trying to rotate across.
Spike planted.
Advantage back once again for NRG within this round. And it's Ethan in a 3 versus 1. Muddy to work with. An opportunity to make it expensive against NRG. Swings out, and that's Finesse. But 4 kills into the round. Let Daddy call.
Finesse on the 4K and the audible call also coming from Finesse there. You have to think they have seen Trailblazer go through that teleporter multiple times. So whether or not this strat ended at B, they were able to figure out where the Opera was. And with Finesse knowing this Trailblazer that clears Showers is gone, right back to Showers. It can't be cleared if Finesse comes up with a 4K after the rotation. Great mid-round calling for NRG to capitalize on that one. After the timeout, they needed that momentum. Round 7. Operator now for Artis on the Sage. Yes, fighting back now. Seeing if they can tag a few of these first angles that Demon One has only had the chance to do. We see this wall a lot here from Finesse. The creep up towards the box. It's done him dirty once when he stuck the barrel of his gun through the wall, so you can see him straight ahead. Not given that chance up here as Artis looks for the peak. A push up here by Demon One as well, Vansilli, just allows that rotation again for Evil Geniuses. A lot of that extremity control is allowing EG to be in the right spot for the initiation.
And it's so passive for EG.
Yeah.
Despite them getting that information that nobody's working towards Hookah, nobody's at Fountain, the players out at the A side are playing far back. Jogmo trying to get a kill, so you get the Showstopper out, but it gets traded right away by Crashies. Ethan then flings back out for 2 kills of his own. Spike now picked up. High Tide blocking the position, allowing Son to move in for a plant.
Last player standing.
But he's also going to be the last player standing. Victor just fell. Now up. Whole roster of EG minus Jogmo against Sam. Spotty here by Demon One from Pipes. And EG fights right back when you had the strong 4K from Finesse the previous round.
Right, that gets into the operator. Op round down now for NRG as EG make quick work of that setup. A lot of this force towards A so far. It's the site that NRG has liked the most. And Ethan there with a 2K at U-Haul. Interviewing Ethan just a few weeks ago said, I want to play NRG. We think they're the best team. I'm sure they're getting a lot of that out right now in these first few rounds. It seems like they are very, very ready. And if it was a few weeks ago that EG thought NRG was #1, imagine how they've been prepping.
Yeah.
Imagine.
And the crazy part too is this is a 5-2 lead for EG on EG's defense. This is a map where NRG are much stronger on attack. We've seen tremendous comebacks from this team for NRG with slow starts on defense. And when they have the opportunity to play their stronger side first and EG's coming out swinging like this, it's gonna start to have you down and going into the game. Face to face now, Boostio looking for another first kill into the round. One-on-one against Victor, and wins it.
Another B strat here for NRG. They don't have Victor to bounce into the site anymore. Who's going to be the first one in? A good wall could really get them some positioning here if they can drop into sight, but they'll be dropping right into Spicy Toes with that Viper spike right underneath of them.
Son did his
He's
job
still
though.
in?
Yeah, with the High Tide and the Cascade coming out, followed behind by the Trailblazer. They got all of that information. There's been a spike denial though.
Ooh!
One enemy remaining.
With the second one too. Com continues his reign with his
30 seconds
utility
left.
before on Breach. This someone Viper, and it's Crashies by himself. Only good for one.
Fans, Somebody used the vent into BR or elbow. We never get to see that yet. A little Grimwall action coming up here. You gotta love it from Artis as they try to get an attack on that back elbow. Usually it's just flashes or nade, but not even much of that yet. And more extremity pushing. Boostio here able to capitalize on that left push. Molly through as they try to hit. Drops off wall. Bye-bye.
I look at was paint shells and snake bite too through the vents.
Yeah.
Who better than EG, right, to cook things up like that?
Danger in the vent. NRG's gonna go ahead and call the second timeout, Vansili. Already on the round. Round 9 here. This is gonna be NRG's mostly low buy coming into this next round, but Chet wants to sort out what's happening, get the fundamentals in place. Because Evil Geniuses have 3 ults to work with. That Viper's Pit, Jogamo's Showstopper, and a Cosmic Divide that they can really start to toy with NRG in these post-plant rounds where they've been having trouble even getting to be honest. Calm, cool, and collected there from Potter's side as she also gets time to talk to the team, reassure them that what they have in the strat book is just working. Everything seems so clean. The fact that you always have Ethan on this left side, but still able to affect A with the new teleporter positioning on Bind with that Sky utility, it just seems to give them so much control of the map. They're never unsure. EG's never unsure about what site they need to move to, and that has stopped NRG in their tracks.
Yeah. And one thing's for sure is EG is definitely confident within these gun rounds against NRG. A team who is the strongest in terms of gun rounds on 5v5s in the league. Currently only have 1 gun round in their favor against EG once again. Stronger side, attack for them. 80% win rate on Bind.
Yeah.
On the attack with the last 2 matches that they've played here at the VCT's Americas. It's not really like they've run out of options and run out of solutions. It's just EG is really fighting very, very strong. Very well. But look at this creep up. Finesse made it through towards U-Haul. Seeker's already coming out for some information. You hear the Showstopper coming out. It misses onto Finesse. But still, Jogimo has high positioning up above the APC. Big flash loud. Jogimo to swing out. Big kill onto Victor. A second one spotted onto the bench.
Fans, there's only 3 members of EG and A.
Yep. But it is also only pistols that we have for NRG. Jogimo's just trying to hunt down these kills. He wants to get another Showstopper up ASAP. Can Som now go for a clutch with a stinger? Defender now closing in from behind too, so he forces him inside the cove, and Ethan has an answer back to his friends.
Playing fearless. There's such a chance, a classic burst. You get a Phantom down that trades the round. EG is not worried. They're backing each other up so well, knowing that they can smother this low buy round of NRG. Peeking in and out of that harbor wall actually made it so tough the way it was ebbing and flowing. And then Shorty's on fire. Ethan comes up with another one on the round. 10-4, 3 for Ethan, 10-4 for Boostio. Demon One's trying to catch up to these guys right now, being aggressive. They're having a great time. Victor forward, 2 in his face. The flash didn't go off in time.
And both of them had their guns or their knives out. Still became a 1-for-1.
Chaos.
Both of EG members, both almost caught off guard, rather. Room to breathe.
Poison's off.
Viper sped out towards Long B. Finesse once again getting forward position inside lamps. Push back. Caught with Util once again. And this is one thing that I like from EG here. It's definitely aggressive because of potentially this double duelist to play against this double controller setup. There's just so many high elevated positions that you have on a map like Bind. So Satchels, Updrafts getting these positions.
Big shot. 3v3 now.
Yeah, but Som
never
is
mind.
back. Reckoning out to clear out the site for a bit. And speaking of those that have high elevation, it's Demon One and Jogimo. Both duelists for EG looking for the retake. Cove out.
Huge grenade.
Thrown here by Som.
Enemy remaining.
He still gets a kill here onto Demon One to swing across. But it's a 1v1. Good and well done here on the fundamentals for the 2 last players of NRG to put the 3rd round on the board.
NRG making the quick switch there. Not a lot of time we see Finesse challenged once he gets into that U-Haul too much. Instantly taken down. The team rotates back over and they crash onto C. And actually a really clean take as well to cause chaos for the members of Evil Geniuses that were still there. Like we said, Evil Geniuses' extremity control has allowed them to be at the right site. That time NRG was hitting the 1v1s, the trades that they've been missing throughout these past rounds here to get another one now. See if they can keep that momentum going. It's going to be tougher once EG gets on attack, I think, with a double duelist composition, so NRG needs a few more rounds here. They push up towards B and finesse down. Now calling from the bench.
Once again, moving forward with the operator for the kill towards short. Jogmo already getting a kill through the teleporter. And that forces NRG to potentially move out towards the B site. Nice kills coming through. Showstopper, as we mentioned before.
The nade follow-up.
Once again, coming out cooked early by Jogmo.
2v2.
We are fighting back and forth both of these teams. Jogmo looking for the backstab. Both players of NRG watching this so far. Crashy's getting that heal up, and both of them walking down. Continuing with the fundamentals. And it's still a 1-for-1.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, wow. Boostio.
Crouched, waiting, knife out.
Has he even left Showers yet?
Nope.
Now I think they'll know that. They will get information that Boostio is
Last round
hard
in the half.
anchoring in all situations to that site. Whether it matters for the last round or not, we'll see if they do play towards that side. But every single answer EG has right now. The 3 rounds have just been scattered, even at low numbers. I thought NRG had a really, really good chance at that one with the way it played out. They've been better on lower numbers when it's 2v2, 3v3. EG still fixes it up to get that win. Jogmo with a huge trade down at Long B to make it the 1v1. Now we see a final round, low buy for NRG as they tried to capitalize on those last 2 that we were looking for them. Slowly make their way in. What kind of damage can Victor do now? Not expecting Victor just yet. Jogmo doesn't have his eyes on U-Haul.
Just seems
there
the same so far, right? If it's not finesse, it's Victor. They made control of Lamps, but really not able to cross the line, the finish line, to get the plant down on the A side and hold the pulse plant. His NRG's demise in his first half.
Toxin screen down.
With the last round on the first half, it's such a low buy too that they have.
Right there.
And EG once again securing Showers.
Obscuring vision.
Not allowing NRG to get any more control than short A after a pulse plant. Demon 1 pushing forward, spotted here by Sam. Forced to fall back. The wall already broken from the stage wall placed up by Artis. Flash coming out from Crashies to allow NRG to pull back into pulse plant positions. All of EG now closing in from the spawn. Nobody flanking whatsoever. Demon 1 getting one onto Crashies through a poison orb. Some delays are happening from the utility from NRG, but it's a little bit too early, so there's still time for EG to move forward. And here comes the explosion after the flashes. The first kill for Jogmo for the retake. Finesse, though, answers back with 2 of his own with the frenzy. Up to the flank.
Enemy
And
remaining.
it's a 1v1. No time left on the clock. You have to come in for the kill here for Calm. Gets it, but it's too little too late. Yeah. The spike will still go off. And NRG salvages round number 12.
That's a big one, especially if pistol round's going to go to the favor of Evil Geniuses here.
Switching sides.
EG put up such a strong first half. NRG finally find their stride at kind of playing a more default. You have to be quicker than EG will here. 8-4 for our first map. Like you said, Van's a true upset here if EG are able to come up with this round. And looking at NRG split lately has been so good, but so is Evil Geniuses. These map picks, I think, were
Toxins going up.
a bit surprising for everybody, but we see why now for Evil Geniuses.
Definitely a team that puts a lot of effort into learning their opponents, EG. Kind of work they put into this and coming out with these upset victories on maps that they shouldn't win. And when I'm thinking of their head-to-head battle against MIBR and Lotus, never played it before, wins it, what, 13-2 onto that scoreline. This time around, it's NRG. One into play, the offensive style on their defense. Pushing forward towards the teleporter outside of Showers. That forces Boostio back to hide behind the last obstacle. One sage wall placed up, while the rest of EG, though, are pushing in the B site. And he's delayed long enough. I mean, all 4 players out of 5 of NRG are fighting against Boostio, while the other 4 are now already set up for a post plan. Aggressive 2 towards the spawn.
Blocked off timing, utility there, causing everyone to go around B. Cascade still comes through, so they hope to grab attention.
Discipline.
And Crashies is all by himself, but this long B pushes in.
The cascade just was too much there for Calm. That allows for an opener for Energy to
Scaling.
flood back into the site. The flash blinding too, and Crashy's all he's doing is delaying. Meanwhile, the rest of Energy somehow has made it into the site. Jarbo, yes, gets one kill, but he's the last player standing with a frenzy. But Energy's already on that defuse. A good play for Ethan, and a good play for Crashies, rather, to keep everybody of EG back towards spawn to allow Energy to flood back.
Energy's second pistol of the series. They need those ones if they're not going to be able to rack up the bonus. EG already made quick work of the second round of first half, so I think Energy takes this one a little slower, gets the shots down, and really makes the calm work on this one. The back and forth there was really good insight, but there wasn't enough. You had two players of Evil Geniuses scaling into spawn. Crashies did a great job of backing up. Almost looked like he was waiting for help, and that's what EG was buying into. So really smart play by the solo of spawn there. Mid gets a bit of love to start. I like the walls they're using down at Long B here. Sam throws out a quick high tide and gets himself back into position. So at least you only get a 1 or 2 fight you can create for yourself based on that wall angle at Long. Energy always looking to start off the round in their favor, having one of the highest first kill percentages of any team in the Americas. See who gets the first kill here. Nobody's peeking. Safe plant.
Might
Sam
dive for the
starts it.
spike, or dive for the paint shells, or even got the wall bang. Good enough for EG, though, to get the plant down.
enemy remaining.
That's all we wanted for now. I mean, yes, on the first half, they did get a Thrifty and Eco against Energy, but this time around, when you're playing against the amount of utility that Energy has on the defense, much harder to do. But at least it builds up that economy here.
Flawless.
And a good round for a first eco, or anti-eco, I should say. Now into the bonus. They keep quite a few people alive here. This is where Finesse shines. We'll see what kind of strat he can run outside of what Energy is doing
Enemy
here.
remaining.
Sam has been so good on this harbor. Just back and forth between whatever he can play in controller style.
Oh, yeah.
And again, like we mentioned for him before, making a few of those mid-round calls when necessary on the harbor. Knowing he can create the slows and stop those angles that EG wants, it's good to be able to have his communication. So a long B wall from harbor, and now a hookah wall. So they're just dividing everything up round to round, trying to predict what EG might do first, and putting a short stall on that.
Couldn't break that
True.
Trailblazer, but
Yeah.
at least it doesn't get information outside of that TP. Cascade now pushed up, allowing Crashies to move forward here with Som as the other anchor inside B. And an early rotates coming out here from Artis, so a great read so far as EG is still leaning towards this B side of the map. That said, though, you see the position from Busio. He's still watching towards spawn. If they could do some sort of punish on the A side, if Energy does any mistakes, a quick teleportation from B to A. The change that they had on Bind allows you to get a very last second quick plant if you want to.
Really
Flash
cool.
to fight out! Nice creep up there by Energy.
Oh,
That gets traded out by Act right away.
Spike down B.
I love the
Flash in a
double
1v1.
wall setup they're using there,
I got
Vansily.
the spike.
Really delaying time. The Viper
30
wall goes
seconds
down, the
left.
Harbor wall goes up. Viper wall goes down, Cascade goes up. Just snuffing out Evil Geniuses in that hookah area and forcing the hand to A.
Oh,
Finesse was ready, but down.
a fake check to a quick flick. Busio gets the kill and that opens up the A site. But Reckoning already coming out. The plant will come down. And that gets information on the last two players running outside of the radius. Demon 1's still in there, so you hear the audio cue from that Reckoning. So Energy are closing in. Back on short A. Demon 1 looking for the cover inside the Nebula, right by the spike. Meanwhile, the reload comes out. Victor comes in from triple. And it's up to Busio on a 3 versus 1. There's that first, and a tap comes out, forcing the position out here from Busio. Gets the hit onto Solve, and a right-click classic from Crashies.
Nice try, mate.
It felt like another multi-kill was going to happen for Busio in a clutch there, but Crashies comes in with, of course, the right-click classic.
That is awesome comms to a key there for Energy. Do you see how quick Crashies flicked off, knowing the damage, the call-outs? I mean, he did a bit of damage himself. But that one shot, I'm sure rang out pretty loud for him to jump with a classic. Really nicely played on the walls. Sam had Reckoning just about the entire time.
cool.
And it was able to eventually find Boostio, who's still anchoring showers. Doesn't matter what side of the map he's on, Boostio showers. You got to be careful about that. Good rotations all around here on the side of NRG to prevent that bonus round from going into the favor of Evil Geniuses, and it will prompt a timeout for Potter here. We thought that NRG might have trouble with this double duelist comp. Not so much. They really were able to stop the early harbor wall towards Hookah. Don't let Jogmo in there. A lot of teams just blast packing out. We see Asuna doing it, the likes of others too. And it's really hard to stop when that chaos is caused and you have more nades flying in from other parts of the site. So pinpointed strategies on that side. Actually, Chet seems pretty quiet right now. Maybe he got what he needed out, and the team is discussing as we go in to round 16. The low buy here for Evil Geniuses to try and set something up. Ultimates will be online soon here for the second half, so building up towards those is going to be big for EG to keep these rounds in their favor, because NRG looks to swing this one to a tie. Maybe with that momentum even farther forward.
Definitely, it's a great start for NRG now. They win in pistol, they convert the bonus round, potentially to make it a 4v4 because you have the weapon advantage. So that timeout, it comes to a crucial moment for EG. Because after this one, technically, the round should still come in for NRG. You tie things up at an 8-8, and now you have an opportunity to run these strats across. How do you prevent NRG? How do you break down that line of defense? Who continues to be strong here for NRG. Artist with 2 kills in the round. Make that even 3. Wow. Make it a 4th.
Find him.
The crowd wants it.
He wants it.
He's looking for it.
Oh, they heard it. Was it? No, he actually wasn't the phantom of him. He has a stinger. Ethan just creeping. So maybe see if he still has an orb to grab here, actually. If he can squeeze that out, he'd be 1 away from Seekers and actually help the further part of these rounds.
For real, though, give somebody else the kill, because that'll give an orb for NRG instead, right? Artist already has his res.
He's like, yep, that's mine.
And there's that audio cue, finesse, making sure here that Artist can creep around, and there's the ace. Team play for NRG.
The ultimate team play. Even though it's a solo guy, you know. Everybody cheering him on in the background. These were so clean in showers, too.
You fought well.
Spam, spam.
Spike down A.
3 down.
Even a Trailblazer came out from Long B to
Oh my gosh.
get all that information out for Artist, get him ready for every single one of these kills.
It's crazy how artists can go to just jet back to Battle Sage like nothing changed.
And that's one thing, though, for NRG. They've been quite good playing behind these extra obstacles that they're creating, from slow orbs to sage walls to cascades coming through, too. And EG now has to be wary of that. NRG definitely so far in this map has looked like they've brushed up their defense.
Real slow. Boostio's even further back this time, but still anchoring showers just from miles and miles away. He'll find out that it's going to be covered if he gets into that teleporter area, and that's what they're wondering about.
It's a crazy part. Get there through a flash after his wall, we'll find out later on. But for EG's an execution towards the A site. Reckoning.
Whoa.
As you heard. Oh, okay.
Spike down
Somehow gets 2 kills from showers.
I got the spike.
And it's up to 3 players alive now for Evil Geniuses. Demon 1, Common, Boostio. Finally, Demon 1 answers back.
30 seconds left.
We have Demon 1 so low on HP. Trying to get a heal out here. Are the defenders. It's a 1-for-1, but that's it. The trades are still perfect for NRG as they take the lead into this game.
It just seemed like EG are faced with a brick wall now every time they get to site. I mean, look, the second half there shows you 3 defuses for NRG getting the retake, and then 2 just complete kill rounds where Evil Geniuses isn't finding their way into the site for 16 and 17. That does not spell great things here. The double duelist comp needs to be explosive. I mean, even if you're sourcing towards the middle here, you can't really always have a contact for Jogamo and Demon. That's just the unideal way to play that situation. So seeing a bit more of this teamwork now. There they are behind each other. Blade Storm out. We may see our duelists be flying in here. But it's all about the delay. I feel like NRG, as long as they can stop what is the initial rush, they feel much better about that secondary being stoppable that EG is going to show them.
There.
What's been happening here is just all these delays happening on long B. The wall's still up here towards A shower, so all of NRG could really focus these players on this B side. But for Boost here, we're not really breaking that wall. We're trying to find some sort of timing. Maybe a late hit, something like that, but that's for NRG to just continue to work their positionings and find an aggressive early kill back on the B side.
Spike dropped the comm, possibly getting the Viper's pit. Once he gets it, Jogamo is also one off. In they go. This is what we were looking for, Van Silly.
Showstopper out from Victor, trying to find Jogamo and finally does so. But because we have this lower buy now for EG, they can't capitalize on any of these kills, any of the space that was taken in the B site. And this continues to be a flawless run for EG on their defensive half.
Yep. NRG capitalizing everywhere they can, and on EG's timeouts. So both coaches going to get a chance here to speak with the team. Potter is definitely talking about what the holes are right now, what they need to shore up on both sides. A lot of the time, and this was crazy, but yeah, definitely a low buy round is the effect that NRG was able to win. But a lot of these times, Evil Geniuses is being stopped at that first initiation, and it doesn't seem like the audibles are as clean as they have been for other maps. And maybe that is kind of that lack of prep going into this attack side with them being able to counter NRG on defense. That's what we expected. But have the attack side strats been refined? It's been since last year, like I said, in August, since we've seen Bind, and however it changed. Still here. It looks a little shaky on that aggressive side for Evil Geniuses. Boostiel getting into the comms here to chat it up. And we're just going to be back into game.
There's been moments, though, during the VCTs of 2021 on a map like Bind, when it's still around before the changes, that we've seen some great movements when they had a Brimstone. Jogamo's getting great satchels behind the enemy lines on the A site. Those type of plays are not really coming out for these early showers, early A site control. Maybe understanding because you're playing against this double controller, it blocks the vision from everybody else holding behind.
It's so big.
They have to adapt to this somehow.
That's what Valen was saying on the desk. It just becomes so difficult to keep that organization together, to give assistance over the shoulder to your duelists when all you're seeing is a Viper wall or a Harbor wall right now. Quiet things down after this first orb grab. And now this wall long starts to funnel more of this action towards Hookah. Crashies onto Jogamo. One duelist down.
Yeah. That's what, like his fourth first death into the half. So trying to find value off satchels, off openings. Gets denied instantly. If he's satcheling towards the air, as soon as he lands down, he's gone. And once again, a player advantage for NRG has been perfect on these conversions so far in these player advantages.
It's crazy. The first kill every round this half. What is EG's expectation after that?
Yeah.
And usually it's one of the duelists going down, so you lose the tip of the spear there on one side. And the double controller comp shuts you down that much more. It's like a domino effect here. If they lose Jogamo or Demon 1, he's still up on the trade. Finesse as well, answering back. 4v2 now for NRG on another buy round here for EG.
In time for now a chipped edge of the spear. No dash in, but still two players moving in for EG. Plant will come down with 14 seconds left.
Oh, they don't want to give him time.
Finesse is already close. Big flash out. Oh, he dodges away. Now has support from Victor, and it's a perfect wide swing from Finesse to allow the double to get the frag onto Ethan, and another round coming in for NRG.
Whew.
This is now 7 rounds in a row. 1 on their defensive half for NRG.
The Lions were not happy someone was in the den, Vans. EG is just getting pushed right out right now.
Or eaten into den.
An incredible second half from NRG. And this is what makes this team so volatile to play against. You think you have an answer, you think you have them on the ropes, and they just play an extra confident game of Valorant against you. And didn't see that. Sun is in his eyes. Extra strong Valorant here. Finesse puffs down the pit immediately. So if it's not an early harbor wall towards long, which they already have, or a sage wall towards long, it's now something pushing the hand of Evil Geniuses in another direction. The Viper's pit mid, and Ethan's found out showers.
Victor's opping on defense. And that's how they answer back. Demon One looking for a pick himself and gets denied right away. I love it. The first time here for EG to add more pressure on these extremities, especially by breaking a Sage wall. And NRG just wants to walk back into it and fight right back. Not giving any ground control so far. As Jogimo's trying to find his own ground by activating the showstopper in B. It's an open site. Everybody's playing passively for NRG.
Exactly. They recognized how scary that ult could be. And NRG is going to look for the full retake here. Operator is in hand, so it's going to be tricky, and we need finesse from the other side of the map.
Still a tough hit. Yes, it covers up the spike, but it doesn't really cover everybody funneling back towards spawn. So for EG, you had to fight on elbow.
Trades. Res up on Crashies.
Ethan's out in the open. The other one's inside the pit. Calm still has a snake bite to work with. But it's gonna have to be hero plays, individual plays, more deniability. Snakebite already on the ground.
Player standing.
The pain shells land on the feet of Ethan. Calm is looking for the clutch. Pushed right away through Crashies as it gets the kill into Artis. And NRG, just like that, or at that point.
So well orchestrated by NRG. It's even after they stayed safe, as you said, for the showstopper coming through. Artis with a big smile on his face there. They knew that the scaling would come through from Evil Geniuses. They waited for that push through, sensing that it would happen, that EG would take more space, and most of the kills happened outside the site, back in spawn, back towards elbow, leaving just that Viper's pit up in sight. Our calm becomes so difficult.
One enemy remaining.
For me.
The
There's
retake,
Demon One.
so good.
Demon One was mentioning there that, you know, oh wait, let's hold that thought. We're trying to get some early pressure into showers. Satchel Charge missed though by Jogimo, so he couldn't get the full entry and maybe try to punish some positioning here from NRG. But at least they have showers controlling an orb up. That activates now the possibility of bringing out the Cosmic Divide from Boostio. Because all of EG are looking to cut noise now.
I'm just afraid here for EG to start peeking corners now. Now that they know that operator for Victor, continuing that flexibility as a player for the side of NRG, doesn't have to just be forward. You can rely on him to hit the shots too. Into the site, Cosmic Divide is going to give a little bit of help here for the side of EG, but will it give them enough time?
Get him.
So far, so good. Song playing behind the wall. Boombot trying to find some information, some stars placed behind. As soon as the Cosmic Divide ends,
Time is there.
potentially 2 more smokes to come through. But we're looking for this. The cove comes out, the slow orb comes through. Jogmo's running inside of that smoke, but there's 2 players waiting for him right there. Boostio trading it right back. Up towards the benches.
Great
1v1 against
crossfires.
Artis, who fights it back, but we still have some ground control on the other end of the A site. Here comes a flank. Crashies up towards short. He's gonna hear the snake bite coming soon from Calm. Calm decides otherwise, waits a bit. That allows Crashies to move forward and to get the surprise
Molly.
kill onto Ethan. Yes, the Molly's gonna
6
land
seconds,
down,
you
but
need
it's up to
another.
Calm on a 3 versus 1. Delays for a bit, gets that first kill. It's not at halfway, so Calm has to move up.
That
There's
could
that first,
be-
and there's the second one. Calm with the Red Bull clutch.
An incredibly close defuse as well. If Calm wasn't able to come in big, he's feeling it. A heart-stopping moment there for the player. If you think about Calm last week on the breach, he was playing out of his mind, summoning a bit of that here to keep the game going. What a lineup to hit. Orb as well to get the vulnerability that matters so much. And a sigh of relief comes out as Evil Geniuses get the plan and plot for another round. It's got to be a good attack. Demon One very close to his ultimate, and that's actually going to be a solo play towards long here. Not identified as he peeks or puts himself in the corner real quick. Boostio a lot further up here on that showers control as NRG patiently plays this kind of squiggly harbor wall in mid.
Yeah, and that harbor wall is basically to counter off the poison orb that was being thrown by Calm, not allowing any lurks to happen either. So that runs the clock down, that runs the fuel down from Calm. And more delays are coming out from Som with the cascade right after. Meanwhile, though, for NRG, it's Victor once again with the operator.
They run right back right up. No, thank you.
And not only run away, they're running to A.
Yeah, they get the nade out of Victor, so that'll help with getting the plant down quickly. They just have to worry about Viper's pit, or Bite now, rather. And U-Haul control. Energy's gonna be there.
Som's inside the poison up to get the kill with the shorty.
Oh, full bite.
Traveling's here to allow Finesse to run through. Jumping out through the high tide. Finesse continues to reign. But it's up to Jogimo. Map point once again. Sprayed through by Som. Back at U-Haul.
That boostio, that finesse call. What's happening for these two who will be controllers, but lurking and trying to give that info? Right now in this first, I don't know if we're going to see too much lurking for first round. All 5 members of NRG here ready to, looks like, take a bit of heaven control and see if they can get themselves up ramp here to waterfall in. Unless they just decide sight. Artist may say sight. Victor's going to be right behind him.
Deciding for a sign indeed. Artist at the forefront, followed quickly behind is Victor. As a first blood still comes in for EG. Jogimo playing from hell, dropping 2 of his own. That spike down as well. And Victor's low on HP, out for the swing. Jogimo did a solo hold. That's all you need. It spikes out in the open. Artist looking to clutch a 3 versus 1. Everybody closed in for EG on a crossfire setup. Now, as Artist leans out, Calm gets the kill. And that's the pistol once again for EG.
That's so cool. I feel like if there's a player to make that and understand the duelist entry, it's Jogimo. He says, oh, that's the blast pack. 2 players are in. This is the distance I have to work with. Dives right down into hell with a frenzy and starts making quick work of NRG's extra members coming into the site. Smart play there from the duelist against the duelists. So NRG's first strat, very quick into that site. Victor and Artist staying true to them being together on these entries, and we may just flop to the other side. Now Finesse is on that lurk ability roll. And really spread out line of scrimmage here for Evil Geniuses.
Yeah.
For defense.
And apologies, this is EG's first pistol round of the series. Last time when they were playing with pistols in the second round, they converted into a thrifty, but this time around, they're looking to convert their pistol back into a convincing second round win. And that's already 2 players down, both duelists for NRG dropped, being Victor and Artist.
And it's weird too that it's only their he's like you said, first pistol, their second in defensive pistol win in the league. So for them to have lost on Dust or Dust fucking Bind, saying Dust.
It is a dusty map, yeah, for sure.
That just becomes it's so wild for them. Now they get it back. They're feeling a little bit more of their own stats and believe in them here as they pick up that pistol and they pick up the second round. Now, can they get the bonus is the question, or the NRG run away with it? Low buys. EG's not saying we needed Phantoms on second round. We needed these buys. It's just going to be the Spectres with that Bulldog coming in here from Demon 1. And another B to A strat, or 4-1 strat for NRG on attack.
Concealment.
This time they put Stars mid. Boostio still wants to push out. Early information grab. Trying to be helpful. 10 HP for Demon 1 on that peak.
Dashing away too out of that one. Was looking for an ADS off that Bulldog to get the pick off onto Victor. Only did a bit of damage there. Trying to at least fake out an orb pickup to force a peek out. But Demon 1 decides to fall back instead, get the heal out from Ethan. 3 players now grouped up on B Heaven on the defense.
Great guiding light.
So we're fighting back towards mid. Crashy somehow lands up 2.
Player standing.
Ooh.
And that's middle now open.
Really cool thought there from Evil Geniuses, though. Have 3 going towards Heaven as Ethan's guiding light came around. Jogimo trying to make quick work of this, though, to get a Vandal in his hands. But yeah, NRG were not fooled by the guiding light and re-push towards mid. They're telling Som, play contact off me. He gets a quick peek in, though.
Some decide to go for the jump peek instead.
There it is, yep.
And that's the bait for Jogimo to walk out and get picked off by Victor on the side.
Yeah, important jump at least for Som there, so they didn't have to look towards spawn, confirm that he didn't rotate away, but still contact on Victor. 3, 2, and 1 as they just start getting a surplus of those ult points in play. And there is the result of that flash play towards B main and then push mid for Evil Geniuses. NRG ready. And they're expecting quite a few pushes, it seems, on those eco rounds. So they're anti-eco. Really, really great there to make sure Evil Geniuses did not control the middle of the map. NRG has seen a peak or pressure towards this B main side, and it looks like they want to fight it every time. Why not? Like we said, top of first kill percentage in the league. They can find them. Artis is going to try here, and Victor's right behind.
Nice little snake bite on the ground with the Gravwell to split off the attack, allowing Kong to pick up the kill. First blood into the round, even pushing NRG away. Having to refocus the control of the map. NRG are pulling back with finesse. As you mentioned, Riv, NRG putting a lot of these rounds on the attack, working on control on B main to start, but this is slightly different.
Yeah.
From when they played against Loud. When it was against Loud, it was, okay, push 3 players up towards A ramp,
Yeah,
so
it was a 3-2 across the map,
exactly.
right?
So we're keeping EG guessing, but EG still guessed correctly to allow for them to get the first blood in the round, and even, look at that timing, the flash, getting information. It's gonna get both players in the A side ready now for EG.
I wonder how much that moves them. That could just be finesse in most cases, but they, yeah, EG still keeping the same defense. Cut sound from NRG, and here we go, Seeker's out. This is gonna be the rotation over, but NRG are already in a great spot.
Looks like Crouch just got saved by the Seekers, picking up 2 kills. Jogimo can support for the trade against Demon 1, and already the A site has been opened up.
Spike planted.
We're on an even 2 versus 2 into this round.
Oh, flashies for crashies too.
And looking for the quad. Gets it right away.
Doesn't even need the flash. Playing contact everywhere out with the quick swings. There's like quick swings, but just shift holding on the swing. And that's going to be 2 right back in favor of NRG. This round, I think EG compiles a lot of those ultimates, figures out how they'll be best used. I love this play from NRG. Finesse calls to re-rotate the map all the way around. Don't mess with mid. Sure, EG had control of that last time. And then they get it to 2 ramp, 2 in that lower alt orb area, and get Seekers off. So close. So Seekers are going to actually go so far through.
These moments at the beginning of the season where, you know, people were doubting his IGL roles, his IGL role and how he could call EG on the attack.
Let's go.
Usually doing very good on defense for EG of what they could cook up. Now, of course, as I say that, they've lost like 8 rounds in a row on Bind before.
All right.
But he could definitely go toe-to-toe against Finesse right here. And as we resume the game, thank you for your patience, and Eco coming out for EG. Nardis opens things up.
Ooh. One of the more aggressive anti-ecos that we've seen, and
My ult's ready.
Demon 1's not going to stop that anywhere. Goes right for the head of Finesse, and that has been the lurk that has gotten NRG so much information or space as Finesse gets into positioning. So they're guarding the weapon for now. If it's still there, they know they can cover the area. And they want to clear Demon 1 back. So they're retaking the control of the space. They know Altover's gone. So is Demon 1.
There's an opportunity for Demon 1 to pop up his knives, but he was really counting on how crispy his first shot of the Sheriff was.
Yeah.
Maybe activate him on the dash away. But with that mistake, no, Calm, okay.
Whoa, huge damage.
Got a few. But it's up to Bustio with a Sheriff of his own.
Still a possible round. No flashes up yet for
Spike
Crashies.
planted.
If Bustio can make quick work of this space, the Sheriff's going to make it more tough, but he can find a way, or a gun on the way down. Yeah, it looks like they've calmed that to him.
The closest one he wants to take here is going to be in front of A-Ramp. Right at the entrance of the site. Has 1 star available, just saw Crashies, but no information of where Artis is at, and he gets the off angle out from screens. Good eco damage done by EG nonetheless, but it's still NRG now, this time with the lead in the game.
Maybe we get some win streaks. Like we said, it's about that time that both teams are ramping up towards the end of the season. It feels so good for a team to be hitting that point right now. EG on a 3-game win streak, NRG on a 4-game win streak right now, looking to make it 5. And just lock in that green monster for the win column.
Thank you once again. Chat for your patience as the action resumes into B site. Artis missing his right clicks, Bustio getting the frag, and the showstopper now wasted out.
Got your trail.
A late lurk, as you can see, Finesse inside the Viper's pit. And he's gonna get the full timing behind his whole flank while the rest of the execution of energy goes inside this B site.
Spike planted.
Plant now for long. As Demon 1 has a 6th sense, they're still looking back. They're looking for the push out here from mid.
But it's coming from spawn.
Yeah, this is gonna be such a deadly backstab. But Finesse has to hurry up because the showstopper comes out on the
Jogamo
defense
in.
for the retake. Jogamo with the first kill, trying to get some more ground position in the front of the B site.
Finesse, he's just
Crossfire
there.
now set up, and here's that flank for Finesse. Gets that first kill. Snake bite out as well.
Enemy remaining.
But still Jogamo. And that whole flank now fully denied. As a snake bite comes onto the ground of Calm. The defuse comes out. And EG, okay. EG answers back right away. That was a nice little fast retake from the Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, waterfall right into the site, and we said it would be huge once these ultimates came up. Jogamo being able to crash through the site is so big. I say it every so often, but when you're down an economy on split, it becomes so much harder to take a site. You don't have util to dump in before dropping in. It's usually very noticeable when a team is retaking. You got people dropping off the top of heavens, coming around the extremities. It's very easy to predict. So you lack util on those retakes, you're probably not getting the spike site. GG did a very good job to collapse down on NRG with all the util they had there to get the game back to tied here in round 7. Mid pressure, a little different from NRG. We've been seeing the 4-1 split with just Finesse over towards A. Time on each round. And now they look to source a little bit the utility that we just saw EG taking the site with so robustly.
EG's in a great position though. Yeah, there was a flash that went just behind the poison orb just to see if NRG were pushed up behind that defensive poison orb. Sato charge to get information on 3 players on mid. That's Calm just spraying through for the first kill, but Triada out by Finesse. Unfortunately here for Jogamo, Crossler plays was looking back towards Ramen.
Mid control.
And Seekers now. Looking for the information on a few. Yeah, you have a Viper's Pit that came out here, and we're cutting noise now for NRG. But all of this, EG had great positioning from such a forward position from Demon 1 at the beginning of this round with that operator.
30 seconds left.
This is the time round. This is the round where Finesse is just masterminding. It's almost like a natural selection game. He's the commander, telling the troops to go everywhere and figure out what they need to do. Now they start to push into B here. Still have the lurk in mid. They're trying to do this with the 2 members. Since it's 2v2, Boostio makes it a 3v2. Now a 2v2.
Busio still has his own mind game, though, running and hiding behind and around the Nebula to get the frag back. And a second one on the Crashies. The third into the round. The operator out gets the wall bang, though. Som's down at 2 HP. Busio's trying to answer back.
He's made noise.
Heard the footsteps. Som's trying to play the off angle right there. Tap onto the spike.
Long range shoddy.
I mean, it's 2 HP. It's just going to be Peppers. You know that stand up.
Yeah.
Now the star now comes down for Bustio. Getting onto that spike to try to get it halfway, and Som just walks in.
At that point, it becomes such a tough call because you have to expect that Som made some distance up in that area. So the smoke it's so scary to play behind. Just giving us a horror film right now. But Som does come up with a 2 HP there. That jump off too, just on the defuse, keeping it all quiet for the range he can make it happen to get into the face of Boostio. A huge round there from Som to break it off even in favor of NRG. And that puts EG back on a low buy. They have not been able to string too many rounds together to surplus that economy. So everything NRG does from kills to round wins is just putting EG on the back foot. Now it's a fast one from NRG. First one we've seen just straight through heaven here, but they have the anti-eco this round still.
Different gear once again, shifted by NRG into the site. Pulse range with the shorty.
Hello.
This time Artis gets peppered up. The Victor answers right back, dropping down from hell. Looking for support as there's 2 players from EG. Through all of this chaos that's pushed out outside of B main.
Satchel out.
Som has fallen back, now allowing Victor to move forward with Crashies.
Get out of default.
Numbers are finally dwindling down as right-click classics are coming through. Jogamo picks up the Phantom.
1 enemy remaining. 1 enemy remaining.
Calm.
Calm in a 1v1! And Finesse saves it right there. Another close call for EG. Another Thrifty that almost got converted in their favor. But NRG is still the team that stands up in the end.
They are forcing NRG to rebuy quite a few times. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for how these rounds are going for EG, but I don't know if NRG is just gonna basically create a painted wall for him in Looney Tunes and fake him out. These rounds for NRG look so clean once it gets to a point where they think, oh, this actually, EG is starting to outsmart us. We got to audible again, and then NRG clean up the round. Potter's seeing it. So close, just 1 kill away from a lot of these rounds here for Evil Geniuses. Trying to shore up that last bit of what they're doing.
Just trying to know if I understood sign language there with the back and forth that she's putting through. Is it on how they're trying to work the map? Are they over-rotating from back and forth of how they're currently playing split here for EG? Because throughout this first half, they've been 3 and 7 when they had the player advantage, 5 versus 4. So getting a lot of these first bloods, but just not able to hold the rest of their positions. It'll convert these into victories.
Yeah, the way that it's happening for Evil Geniuses on the site too is we see them playing in sight, which is scary versus double duelist, but they're not being able to get the post plan. So you almost want to be able to challenge NRG right in the beginning, having NRG get into the site, set up a post plant, and then try to retake just almost seems like an impossible task. So again, members are now up in sight for Evil Geniuses. A little bit less so on A as B is the heavy covered side of the map. Mid control for EG here. And the same setup for NRG in this 4-1, where Finesse lurks, and they allow B to be hit. A nice bit of delay to start here, but that means it could be a rehit after audio's cut, and NRG does not have that much to worry about in terms of util now.
And EG don't have too much to worry about at the beginning of this round. They had both duelists pushing down all the way down on mid. Both duelists being Demon 1 and
Good
Jogging
info.
But with that Trailblazer, potentially spotted Finesse. You see the rotate over from Ethan at the A site.
Oh,
Finesse trying to make some noise like he's pulling back here.
Rolling.
Yep. All of NRG that were up towards B main have rotated all the way to spawn. So yes, it's a cut noise and a re-hit. But it's a re-hit into the A
he
site.
trolled him so hard.
Only Ethan is there trying to delay with his own flash. Cosmic Divide to come out. That is going to be on the defense, just to prevent NRG from crossing that line and trying to get a plant into A. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. There's that first blood coming out from Artis, though.
Got a waterfall.
Satchel in. Joggimo is hiding behind that wall. Wall's about to come down. And a surprise about to come through. He has to make a play. But it was awaited by NRG the whole time.
Look at the coverage for NRG now. Actually, one still goes down at A, but they have
But the
that
time on
crossing
this,
spawn.
they didn't look at it. Busio moving outside to get the kill. But thankfully, Victor picks up the spike, goes behind the A side and gets the plant. Calm now, trying to go for a play. Trying to catch Artis from behind. Demon 1 with the dash does connect out to Artis, but then the swing out comes in from Finesse. And as the attack pings it across, they definitely know where Calm is at. So Finesse drops at the lower. The crossfire setup is there. The trade positioning is there for both remaining members of NRG. Calm looks into the wrong angle, readjusts, but Finesse is still going to get the third into the round and the 6th for NRG.
NRG's re-hit becomes A site after seeing a bit of that utility at B. And actually losing quite a few. They have had numbers up at the end of the round at A as well. So it even looks and feels more successful when they are hitting and winning that site. It's not just down to a single member. And I was saying that NRG had such a nice setup. 2 in sight, 1 heaven, 1 screen, 1 A main. And that's exactly what Busio took advantage of. They were setting up that defense and he comes flying out. You can see Evil Genius is trying to pressure these moments, almost getting the answer, but in the moment, NRG finding a way to still win the round. A quick glance onto the arm of Ethan there as Artis playing this one a little bit more contact. And one of the first times we see Artis and Victor split up for a round, so you can tell how much longer this one will be until we get that spike picked up and pushed forward by NRG, playing a lot of time on this.
And now we're going back to the first time we actually see what NRG's been doing against the match against Loud.
Right, this is that 3-2 split that they love.
And the control comes in. Showstopper out from Joggimo.
Dashed.
Nice little dash away, forces out the Showstopper early. And all 3 members pulling back at the entrance of A site. Meanwhile, both players of NRG that also have the spike are moving in with them as well. But for EG, there's no hesitation, no over-rotation. 3 players still holding and stacking up towards the A site. And unfortunately, Joggimo falls first. Utility being used. Both players now for EG playing very close behind the wall.
Heal up.
And as it comes down, are looking for
30
an early
seconds
punish. NRG falls back though. Wall's about to come down. Demon 1.
My ult's ready.
Nice pick off by Artis. Denies Demon 1 on the position at A Heaven. Ethan in the back of the site with a stinger. And with the amount of times that they had the showstopper in these stingers in these
10
plays,
seconds left.
they couldn't hold in the end with the lower buy that they
Planted.
had.
The info checking while NRG is still pushing. Sam was back in spawn as they were walking up ramp, reassuring the team that looking forward is all they had to do. They turned back from B towards A after getting after Jogamo's showstopper gets out, and that's the first kill, so you don't even have to deal with paint shells. Like, NRG is so clean on this round to call that mid round after the showstopper from Jogamo was dashed out by Artis, who now has Bladestorm for next round.
My ultimate is ready.
Last player standing.
This is what NRG's trying to stop a little bit of, is lose their members at the end of the round. Shouldn't be a ninja defuse as Finesse comes back for the shots. But yeah, they're still going down, but making it work.
Still a clean
NRG
shot.
7-3.
That's still a clean shot no matter what. And thankfully, Finesse was actually right there as they were pulling away from the spike going off. But yeah, definitely, it's been moments here now for EG where just the positioning is always good. But the duels are definitely coming out in favor of
Enemy
NRG.
remaining.
Looking much stronger now in a map like Split. A very slow start that they had on Bind. But everything
There.
just seems to gel since the defensive half of Bind.
Insta Cosmic Divide. Here we go, Van Silly.
Showstopper up
Into
for
sight.
Victor. Big flash coming through.
Oh,
That's
blind.
a showstopper that
Yo,
lands in
1
the
HP.
front, but still a right click connects now on to Ethan, but Demon Run runs out of heaven. Dropping 2 of his own, advantage back for EG. And that foils the plan of NRG trying to flood into the A site.
And this mid coverage by Viper's Pit has to be taken. It looks like Sam wants to try and creep in, or at least get an audio cue on where Calm might be as NRG resorts themselves on this round. Just off his peripheral vision. Crashies does not see the Hell player. Demon 1 gets to stay safe for now, and they reset up a pretty default A hold. Let's see if they can pinch this Viper's Pit in mid.
This could be a fake right here, though. Wall comes up, snake bite down. Flash, another one's available to try to get it into Mail.
Oh, the teamwork just to get Sam through.
Oh, Sam just dropped, though. That's audio cues. Getting Demon 1 ready once again. Perked up behind map to look up towards heaven. 30 seconds left on the clock.
30 seconds
Trying to
left.
force EG once again to do any over-rotates, any mistakes on their positioning. And there's that ADS coming through. And finally, Demon 1 connects.
3
down.
bullets.
Down to 6 HP. Jogmo trying to get a timing through the smoke to support his teammate.
Last
Finesse,
player
meanwhile, though,
standing.
My ultimate is ready.
trades it back onto Demon 1, who he himself was able to get the 4th kill into the round,
10
but the spike is
seconds
so far
left.
up. This is going to be a round for EG. Guaranteed at this point, with the spike going down.
Yep.
Lots of patience play from both of these teams.
Stalling out NRG, much like NRG did on Bind to Evil Geniuses. Every time
Last
they
round
tried to
before
hit
the
something, they could not move. Huge by Demon 1 to get those few opening kills. It's actually been a quick kill there. It's the entry into the site, and for NRG just becomes secured with the plant. You have to respect the rotations there. And the first time Evil Geniuses take early map control with that Viper's Pit, right? It doesn't allow the movement that NRG wanted. They had to go back for Sam rather than instantly take the site. So A was even more prepared for that coming in, and you get even more from Demon 1 in those tight situations. Straight up mid to mail room. Special delivery from Victor.
Stunned up, though, by
Get him.
a Nova Pulse left on the ground at Mail. Boombot to try to clear out the space. And it looks at the beginning that EG wants to add a lot of heavy pressure up towards heaven. Nice little snake bite, though, from Calm. Continuing great utility to anchor out from Mail and B main. And that forces out an early regrowth from Crashies. Jiggle peek now. Calm gets picked off. Or at least gets spotted. And off of his position as he falls back towards heaven. Look at his flank, though.
Oh, it's so big. This is going to be a Viper's Pit round 2. If they can actually find Finesse in this flank, it becomes even bigger. Oh, just misses.
The timing of all of that. Demon One thought that he had that timing as FNS or Finesse rotated across, spotted his opponent, and just made things hell for Demon pretty much to try to get that kill. Calm meanwhile answers back onto Crashies. 30 seconds left on the clock. Pit coming out on the attack towards B. Now recall down and everything's denied on A ramp. All of this for a fake on B. Beautiful hold for Ethan so far. Seekers to spot the last player being Artist up towards A Heaven. With 15 seconds left, it's good enough for Joggimo to get the backstab from A Heaven, and EG still manages to salvage 5 rounds into the first half.
Switching sides.
Huge for the way this first half looked for NRG.
And it comes down to the 5 players in the server, the experience from Ethan, the calling from Busio, and now the rookie coming into this roster being Demon One, being vocal as well to try to find these openings. Hopefully they could find it now in their attack.
And I can believe him when he said during their last game he wasn't calming much because he was just going forward. But it's awesome to hear that he is becoming a voice in these games where everybody's needed. That's so cool. Demon One definitely getting into the mix so EG could help to get those 5 rounds. And they could be big.
Ooh.
EG's aggression here.
Trying to get
Not
into the
be
mix
tempered.
now. 3 players looking to fight down towards Vents.
What a
There's that
ball.
drop, but it's Frenzy's across.
Okay.
2 for 2. Thankfully, we had the numbers advantage for EG, so the trades are perfect. Cobb now moving up to try to move in with Busio to get control into A Heaven. You just heard an orb being picked up as well. Or at least it was tapped, trying to bait out some shots, but nothing rings out from NRG as of yet.
Obscuring vision.
Interesting smoke coming out here as we're now going to move into spawn. Som is waiting there with his own ghost. Deniability. Trying to keep NRG guessing, trying to keep NRG towards the A site. EG are gambling back towards B here, Riv. We're currently... There's nobody holding it.
30 seconds left.
Just saw him win and play the retake game.
Yeah, guiding light for Crashies. If they want to get a flash in, it'll be matched. So not a lot of util here. This is going to come down to the gunfights of the pistol. Slow take into sight. And that's actually going to be knowledge from Som. Som can alert the team. And we see this finesse rotation coming through mid a little bit
10
faster.
seconds left.
Has to be a safe plant now. As Calm is up towards B Heaven. Gets a nice timing out. Now vulnerable from a gravity well. A double swing out towards spawn. A flash. It's a fake flash, and Som lines them both up! Busio and Ethan falls. And it's up to Calm on a 3 versus 1. Now spotted by Finesse once again. Holds back towards the pillar. There's the flash, fully blinded. Som is crashing in with Crashies, who gets that kill. And that's NRG with the 3rd pistol of the series.
Som, the hero of the round. Was that a single tap? Oh my gosh.
Possibly, yeah. It
Yeah,
very
it
clean.
sounded like it, just a swoop, and we saw 2 fall in an instant. The fake flash looked really well. What a smart play. Who wouldn't turn from it? But Som knew he had enough time for it to go off. And overall, okay, quick double, quick double. It was just so fast. We got our aim lab shoot around for a 2nd time today. And a pistol round again for NRG. They do not make this easy for the side of Evil Geniuses at all. Right towards mid is going to be a Marshall, so that will be supported. And look at NRG try to take this space. Right towards B goes the Evil Geniuses, though. They're trying to react just as fast as what else might be happening on the map. Busio with a very fast shot towards Vent, right from sewers.
1v1 towards mid. That's Artist.
Quick 101.
Marshall to do the full damage. Now that's no main smoke coming out for EG anymore for our plant. So you have to be on point here. Name of the game to salvage the Sheriff. Try to bring the fire back in their favor, and that's Calm picking up the Sheriff left behind by Busio.
Crashy's actually doing a personal check on A, so he has 2 flashes left still. After seeing that nobody was at that alt orb, they reposition for a quicker rotation, but still protection on A as they hug the vent. Getting ready for this 2nd hit onto B. 1 lurk through mid, coming in from Calm.
Head-to-head, close range. There's that Spectre. Good util. Allowing EG to overtake the B site.
Big from Calm here.
Spike planted.
Crash is now moving back. You mentioned that position from Calm.
Yeah.
Had that Sheriff. No damage done. As Artisan crashes now with a Spectre and Frenzy up against low weaponry for the last two players, but that the last player who only has a classic of EG. And again, it's that same storyline, Riv. Every time we have these thrifties, EG are definitely doing a good job to do some damage, but at the end of the day, you need those rounds coming in, and they're not picking those up.
Yeah, if that's any indication, first half was any indication, and we go round for round, EG doesn't last very long here. They were getting reset quite a bit and then still not finding a way through NRG's attack or how to defend it on their buy rounds. So insta resets almost all the time. Where do they go here? What is the buy? Full around, full armor, full phantoms. They're going to be looking to get some sprays in and try to capitalize on even if they cannot see NRG. And like you said, a lot of NRG members down. They're on sheriffs. This is a huge round for Evil Geniuses to get the bonus. If they don't, NRG is just playing on a different level right now.
Yeah. Yeah, not converting this round here for EG against NRG's lower buy for their bonus is definitely one loss.
Too many.
Yeah, and that will break the morale in my eyes here for EG at this point, so you have to make some sort of play. Meanwhile, it's NRG trying to make a play. Trailblazer to get information on Com's lurk, or picked up for Crashies, which allows him to get a Seeker within the next 2 rounds. Meanwhile, though, for EG, understanding that pressure coming up from A side.
So cool by EG. Up towards mid, leave that control and vent, and go for a re-hit on the site, so you have more of a 2-and-2 and a double-sided attack. Still alert coming in from Com, and he'll start to push up on his area as well.
The Trailblazer force some positioning out here from NRG, stacking out towards B. And now as you have an early rotate back towards the A side, is it too little too late?
Yeah, 30 seconds is pretty crazy to still have to bomb in deep lower mid.
And there's more pressure being done.
30 seconds
Finesse
left.
went for a jump peek and saw 2 at the bottom of mid rather.
Here we go.
Ooh. Som just got damaged down to 10 HP, so he got dinked by a Phantom there, and Finesse, though, still gets the kill onto Busio. Som thinks he has a timing.
Delayed.
He thinks he has a timing, but there's still a player in Vance, and that's Crash. He's falling back. There's 10 seconds left on the clock. He has a flash. Here comes the rest of the room.
They're never gonna make it.
They didn't see Com coming through. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. But there's still Crashies out there. It saves the round for NRG.
Overcooked just a little bit there. EG didn't get the info that they wanted. It looks so good with how they set it up, 2 in mid, and then you rotate back for the last 3 into a line of scrimmage again, so you don't get hit by a guiding light. Wherever you decide to go actually becomes super aggressive with those 2 in vent, and they abandon that strategy to come back to it and then finally go through vent again. Just, they could not choose which fork in the road, and they got stuck behind NRG. Great job there, and the bonus does not go for EG. Insta timeout being called here. Maybe a grace to that round was a few weapons were saved as it timed out, and they were able to save themselves. But yeah, NRG have to feel good that their defense is promoting that kind of action out of their opponent.
This is also scary, though, here, Riv, because this is the second bonus round converted by NRG in this series, and the second time that it happens on round 15. And remember when that happened, when they were playing on Bind?
Yeah.
It was very one-sided. Thankfully, we have an opportunity to look at the economy that we have from EG so far during this timeout.
Right.
It's still going to be a full buy. So this timeout being called by Potter, super important. They've done a great job getting information, getting space up towards mid here, Riv.
Yeah.
But this is all fake information. NRG are playing out towards these extremities. They're denying EG on positioning through either of these sites on Area B.
It's just super smart play. We mentioned Crashies, knowing it was a round he could push up, get info on A. They're being able to source the extremities pretty easily, I think, and get the info that allows NRG that knowledge that they can anchor the sites. A lot more control over towards A as NRG predicts an A strat. Just a solo artist with an operator and B main to hold here. And EG are going to try and tempt mid. A few members on EG have 2,800. They're on max bonus money, so it is a buy round for EG next round. They're going to need to get all the kills within these next 2, though, to keep it going and get that money back for NRG down into the lint in their pocket. Round 16. EG is actually playing this one similar to the last round with that pressure towards Vent, but it looks like they have the idea that B will be the full rush on this one.
We're waiting for Ethan's flash to be
This
ready
operator.
too. Will it be a flash to try to clear the corner first, or a walk contact? So far, all falls in favor for Artist for the first blood, but he
Misses.
yeah. Falling back now into the B site. Still is going to decide to give it up after all. EG now moving in. NRG looking to play the retake game. Big util, big seekers for the ultimate for Crashies 2 to allow the retake to happen, and it's already being pulled out. Finesse catching Jogmo off guard, going for a battle of the century against Demon1, who finally gets avenged by Victor. Player advantage comes back, but Calm has something else to say. A 2v2 now. Art is looking to retake with the operator. Flash to come out. No ground gained here on the retake. Calm playing the off angle. The swing out here from Artist. Calm going for the 1v1. Cannot get it against Crashies. It's up to the stack onto the spike, and Ethan gets the headshot right there to save it for EG.
The pillar. If you were talking about EG for this one that we talked about before, you remove that piece of Ethan and everything comes crumbling down, but he still stays standing. To keep that structure alive for EG, and that again is a very big round. A little more money flows into the pocket here of Evil Geniuses,
I've got your
and they
trail.
start to work on that economy of energy that NRG had been using to play a little aggressive, add a little flavor, and we get some of that from Demon1. Bladestorm, shorty for Demon1 here. Straight ahead goes Jogamo. Still a rotation over by Boostio to come in on the flank. We'll have to watch what he does. NRG's not even giving up that much utility to this aggression. A shot towards screens, and Demon1 opens up the round.
Looks like it was an updraft looking back at the elbow. So Victor falls, Seekers coming out on the attack. And they'll notice there's only one player inside A, allowing EG to flood in. Can Crashies hold his ground for a bit? There's that first delay with the first flash, second one inside the smoke. Now with the timing, the spray across, and Demon drops him. Meanwhile, though, Boostio did get the kill onto the rotate from Finesse. And that might be it for the last two players of NRG. They'll fall back. Save these weapons into the next. You talked about it, Riv. They had to get a lot of kills in the next 2 rounds. Lower the economy of NRG, and then they've done just that.
Right, you're looking at what? This is the second round NRG would lose, 2,400 there to Crashies, 35. You know, 35 again for Finesse, so could be arm or low buy. But it is going to be a tough one here as Evil Genius is starting to mount a comeback at NRG's 10 rounds. So close to closing out this game. Calm comes up with another kill there, and a flawless round would be even bigger for Evil Geniuses here. That'll look really good on the stat sheet, and I cursed it.
Still good enough.
Still good enough for sure.
Putting Artist down to 50 credits at the end of that round. This is definitely an eco for NRG moving into this round.
Tough stuff there. Down to Stingers, down to Spectres. They'll call a timeout. Chet kind of sees the flow of the game ebbing in towards Evil Genius's favor, and he wants a word with the squad. Ooh.
That was nice.
See, I think that's what we've been lacking from Evil Geniuses. Those quick peaks, we kind of see them getting. The quick outsmart of your opponent just based on the fundamentals, the firefights. Yeah, that's a big one. The Geniuses family very happy at the watch party. And we've seen a lot of emotion from Calm today.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he clutched, what, a 3 versus 1 on Bind before, doing this one over here, doing his job, exactly. This game is important for Evil Geniuses, and they know it. And that said, when you're looking at how Evil Geniuses are playing their attack so far, this timeout being called by Chet, maybe identifying the amount of lurks that we're getting, not only from Boostio, but also from Calm. How do you shut these 2 players on extremities? Do you want to try to push a little bit more? You've now focused and identified where Demon1 is. And if where Demon1 is, and, you know, Mimi talked about it during the silent reporting, there's usually Ethan behind right there with the Sky plays.
We mentioned before, both teams play a very similar style of creating a maximum amount of space for their duelists. That means safety. That means at the time, the lives of the duelist mean more, and they will get more to be able to produce results. We heard that from chat, and you can't imagine that EG plays much different with what Demon1 has talked about, and Jogamo being right there as well on the Rays. Some mere compositions not being played the same, but very close. We are getting that 7-10 score line. Oh, push up again.
Gets out a headshot, dashes away, so that refreshes the knives. Makes it a 4v4. Still a showstopper is available for a Victor 2. Keep that in mind as EG, after the initial burst, is holding it behind. And Artis, it was his turn to overcook a little bit, going back towards mid as the smoke dissipated and got picked off. And like I said, keep this in mind right here. EG now grouping up together on a player advantage.
Can they convert is the question, Vans. They have the rotation already coming around from Finesse, but they don't have numbers in the sight for Energy just yet. Just the knowledge that Victor could be swarmed at this point with that stinger.
They decide not to put the star down. You want to play the contact. And as soon as it comes
One,
down,
two,
Victor gets 2, 3 with
three.
the showstopper, connects on the comm.
No, he
That was
doesn't.
a right
No, he doesn't.
Those 2 falls as well. Energy gets it 50 off a single hold from Victor.
That, to me, could be a nail in the coffin. We'll see a buy coming out for Evil Geniuses, but a round like that, the momentum you get with the double duelist comp, oh my gosh. Standing tall, alone. Like I said, Victor had the comms from Finesse that this was going to be a swarm if he sees it. More than prepared. Just playing with his food over there. All right. EG now towards mid. Instantly stopped by a Viper Orb as it's almost 3 members of NRG are ready to defend that middle side of the map. 2 Heaven and 1 on vent side. Nobody's in B this time. NRG in a very, or in a great position to rotate, I should say. And look at the hold from Artis. He's pushed up with the off. So yeah, check mid, watch B, nothing A.
Exactly. That's why so many players of NRG could look for the pressure in to be okay to play the retake once again. And as the action dwindles down and quiets down on middle, finally NRG repositions themselves, but in a great spot, because once again, as you mentioned, the same thing Artis is doing here on A ramp, just like Demon 1 did before, shutting down one single angle.
All right, full B main. That makes it tougher. They're going to expect NRG to be coming through the Heaven, all sorts of angles here, since they cannot clear both entries to the site. It's just a file in. Cosmic Divide down. They hope to block back sight as they are in Vansili. And that's a quick hit for Jogamo, but safety stays until they find Victor again.
No damage onto Victor, so they don't check the corner.
Shot.
Kills coming in. NRG looking to close up the series very quickly. One more kill to go to put them at map point. But Busio, 10 seconds left on the clock, still has something else to say. Picks up the spike, but it's still Victor.
4K into a 3K. Gosh, if Victor wasn't exploding enough for you on Bind, here he goes on Split. And we mentioned it a little bit. This map pool that EG picked into as well, Bind was interesting, and then Split. Both teams have a great split, but NRG plays their split like they're Bind. It's that solid. It's incredible what NRG are able to come up with here at the end of the split and show it, or end of the split, yeah, and show us things that really we were not expecting. 12-7 here. Game point for NRG as they have rocked this second map. EG up mid looking for answers, and it might be to press the go button.
Oh, it was a nice grab well to pull Finesse, but unfortunate Satchels didn't connect, and Storm out from the pillar. Stops the showstopper. As Demon 1 comes back with a tailwind, dashing away to spot 2 players up there at B Heaven.
Pushed off the repeat.
The rest of EG out towards B main, stopped by Nebula, rotating over back on mid. If it's a mid to A, I mentioned it before, there's still Artis there at the A ramp with the operator, doing it once again.
Demon 1 already trying to source a few fights himself after that kill. Finding Finesse. And now he has to be the spear. No dash there. Guiding light just up here for Ethan. Get a flash around the corner, but they want to use that for sight, so they contact as far as they can.
And the flashes.
Artis even more pushed up too.
Out from Crash, he's getting information right there on Mail and B main. Star getting ready to delay even more. There's 35 seconds left on the clock. Counter flash out from EG. Putting Crashes away again. It's the angles from the bottom. Everybody's falling. And it's a strong hold from EG. A strong fight from NRG as well, as they easily take the series over Evil Genius.